Super. Yes. Wait, Dimitri, I see it here. So welcome. It is Wednesday, February 12th, 2020. My name is Davender Gupta. I am Division F Director. And welcome to the last chance officer training. This is your last chance?
Yeah.
It has to be done by the actually we have an extra day this year, the 29th of February. So thank you very much in participating. You are all different roles, but I think what we'll be able to do is touch on the main points that you need to know in order to effectively do your roles between now and the end of June. And then also you will get an email that I highly encourage you to read. And that'll have a lot of details. It'll have links towards resources and also towards a checklist that you can share. So the email I'll send you, share with all the officers in your club. And you can even at your next club executive meeting, use it as a guide to make sure that you're covering all the points. So let's quickly go around the room. I'd like you to introduce yourself, to say your name, your role, and what club, and what is a question that you'd like answered. Donc, on va faire un petit tour de table. Chacun à votre tour, partagez votre nom, votre rôle, votre club et une question dont vous voulez avoir la réponse ce soir. So who wants to start?
I can start. I'm Roberto. I'm the VP membership of the club Outremont Toastmaster at Myland, Outremont. Yeah, I just started the whole, since last election. I didn't follow the previous training because things happen. And yeah, I don't have a particular question. I have just started, getting into it. And yeah, I would like in my club to be in contact with all the people that come, and they come once, twice, and then they disappear. Maybe they come back after 6 months, and they subscribe, and then they disappear again, even if they paid. So I think there is a bit of my question is, how do we keep people coming back to stay with the club? I've been in the club 3 years, and I can see people, they pay and they disappear. So that's something that I don't know.
Yeah, so let's talk about that.
Like some strategy to keep people coming back.
Yeah, and that's critical right now because it's renewal season, and you want to make sure that you get your renewals. So we'll touch on that point. Thank you very much, Roberto.
You're welcome.
Prochain.
Je m'excuse, j'aimerais juste comprendre c'était quoi la question.
Donc, il est VP Membership. Donc, comment améliorer la conversion des membres et assurer que les membres qui sont là présentement vont se renouveler. Donc, on va en discuter aujourd'hui. Donc, c'est ça. Donc, François, c'est quoi ton rôle? C'est quoi ta question?
Moi, je suis VP au recrutement. C'est un peu ça. C'était au Toastmaster des Laurentides. On a quand même beaucoup de nouveaux dernièrement. C'est juste que, il y en a qui ont sorti vite. Je sais pas, là, c'est de garder justement les gens au club. Parce qu'il y a quand même il y a beaucoup de nouveaux là, présentement. Parce qu'il y en a plusieurs. Nous autres, il y avait beaucoup de personnes qui, ça faisait plus de 10 ans qui étaient là. Et ça a sorti beaucoup l'année dernière et cette année. Puis là, il y en a encore qui vont sortir, mais malgré ça, on est quand même à 21 ou 22 là, présentement.
Oui.
Fait que c'est quand même bon, là. Mais c'est ça, c'est de les garder, là.
So Francois has a similar question to Dimitri. It's a club that's been around for a long time, but a lot of the longtime members have left, and there's a lot of brand new members. So the challenge is how to keep them and how to make sure they renew and participate. Donc, on va en discuter de ça ce soir.
Parfait.
Très bien. Ruth Anne.
Hi, bonjour to my French friends.
Bonjour.
I'm in Renfrew, outside of Ottawa, up in the Ottawa Valley, and I have the position of president of our little club. And basically, it's a pretty all-encompassing question about just what my general duties are.
Okay. Okay, great. And yeah, I'd like to try and keep the speakers open, the mics open. But if you have some noise, just simply mute and unmute yourself to keep the line clean. So yeah, Ruth Anne will be talking about where you get your general information and some specific information for each role. Donc, on va parler de comment, où aller chercher les informations sur les rôles de base. Très bien.
Okay.
All right. Charlene, hi. Can you hear us?
Je vais aller m'asseoir là parce que...
Charlene, I can't hear you. And Brian, are you around?
Oui.
Brian, I don't hear you. If you hear me, okay, Charlene, if you can type in, I can't hear you, but if you can type in your name, your role, type in your name, your role, your club, and one question that you want answered today. And Brian, the same thing. All right, Samira.
Allô, mon nom c'est Samira, je suis VP Membership pour le club Toastmaster de ABB Montréal. Je n'ai pas de questions particulières ce soir, ce serait généralement comment augmenter le nombre de membres du club, donc je vais profiter de l'expérience que les autres ont partagée, puis ça va être tout.
Okay, très bien. So Samira is also VP Membership. Her question is about how to get more members in the club, and we'll be talking about that tonight. Thank you. Gabrielle.
OK. Oui, bon, alors bonsoir, c'est ça, Gabriel Dubé. Je suis dans 2 clubs actuellement et puis j'ai fait plusieurs positions au niveau du CA dans différents clubs. Le poste à soir, c'était VP Éducation qui est très important. Puis là, ce soir, Membership puis je m'aimerais en apprendre sur les bonnes pratiques, les meilleures pratiques, les bonnes pratiques au niveau relations publiques et recrutement. Relations publiques, c'est vraiment 2 choses différentes, mais j'aime bien la façon que Tania Hall présentait la chose. Et relations publiques, on amène les gens à la porte du club, puis après la porte du club, à l'intérieur, là, ça devient recrutement. Donc, ces deux-là travaillent ensemble, il y a une dynamique super importante, puis c'est ça, ce soir, j'espère aller plus loin et dépasser juste le qu'est-ce qu'un VP recrutement et qu'est-ce qu'un VP relations publiques.
Yeah. And I really like the distinction that you brought, Gabrielle, the difference between a VP public relations and a VP membership. The role, this is what Tanya shared in her marketing workshop. The role of the VP public relations is to bring the prospects to the door, and then the VP membership is to make sure that those prospects turn into guests and members.
Absolument. Et on connaît, tout le monde connaît en fait comment je peux dire, les contraintes et les défis qu'on a en termes de recrutement,
Yeah.
puis en termes de nous faire connaître du grand public pour amener les gens. Fait que ça, c'est les 2 fonctions qui sont très importantes. Le VP PR dans les clubs, c'est super important, plus que je pensais finalement.
Yes, ouais. And I totally agree. The VP PR role and VP membership role, especially for clubs that are struggling, those are critical functions. Every officer has a critical role to play to make sure that the club succeeds. But sometimes we tend to underestimate the work required and the effort and the importance of the VP public relations and the VP membership. So yes, I do want to talk a few minutes about that. And I just want to make sure, yeah, so there is, I did put the information here. Perfect. Let me see, Brian, hi, you're secretary at Chalk River Labs. All right, and so welcome. So who else? Dave.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Dave Johnston. I'm the VP for Public Relations at Westmount Toastmasters. And one of the questions that I had is that I generally use Facebook and the internet to post different announcements and different things. I'm just wondering if how many other channels you know of that that I could use to. I also do printed materials that I post in local libraries and community places, and so I'm just wondering, like I said, if there's other channels that you know of that I can use. And that's it.
Great. Yes, and I have that question down here too. So I'm using the combined notes, the Google Doc that I sent you the link beforehand. That actually has all of the notes of all of the sessions I've given in the mid-year training. Some of it is in French, but you can use Google Translate to get the gist of it. So it's like 13 pages of notes. I've given 5 trainings so far. So this sort of, if we are not able to specifically answer your question today, take a look at those notes or send me an email and I can do some follow-up conversation with you. I have no problem doing that. Even if you're not in my favorite division, which is Division F, I want to make sure that all clubs and all members succeed. So, because we're already 15 minutes in, I'm just going to jump right away to the questions here. Well, before we do that, is everybody familiar and has reread the Club Leadership Handbook? Est-ce que c'est quand la dernière fois vous avez lu le manuel de leadership de club? When was the last time you read it?
L'année dernière.
Okay, so I would recommend that you do, where did I put it here? Where's my window? I was going to try and share it and I've lost too many windows here. But I highly recommend that you read that book again and reread it. Very important. The link will be in the email that I'll send you. C'est très important de le lire au moins 2 fois par année pour se familiariser avec quel est le rôle de chacun. Je vais aussi, donc ça c'est le Club Leadership Handbook. Si vous voyez ça. Donc c'est disponible. You can just do a Google Toastmasters Club Leadership Handbook and it'll get you right there. C'est pas difficile à trouver, simplement faire un Google et vous allez le trouver en anglais et en français. But it's really important. Read your part again, because for example, if I go down to VPPR, that's VP Education. Let me see, VPPR. So in the question that Dave was asking, what are the different roles? Or what are the different channels? LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Meetup. Make sure that you're using all of these online tools to get people. Make sure that you have a current website. Donc, beaucoup des réponses à vos questions sont dans le cahier de leadership de club. Most of the questions that you're asking, that everybody's asking tonight, are in the Club Leadership Handbook. And there's a wonderful, you'll see here, there's a wonderful part of the site, the Toastmasters site, that has all of the tools and the logos and everything you need to make really nice handouts. So Dave, I think this answers a lot of your questions, and for a couple of others also. There's, yeah.
No, I just said okay.
Yeah, and there's also, I'm just going to pull up another document that I will send you. If I go back here, where is it again? That's not the document I want. I'm trying to do too many things at once. Here it goes. So if I do that and I do this, I want to show you another large active speaker. No, that's not what I want. Anyways, there's a handbook for the VPPR called Let the World Know. And that is an excellent tool. Oh, here, this is what we'll do, stop share. That will be what I want. And so I'll share it with you here. Desktop. Let the world know. Here, try this again. So let the world know, click, click.
Okay.
And that's your plan. Donc, pour les VP Relations publiques, Let the World Know, ça c'est votre Bible. Ça va vous dire précisément comment créer un programme de relations publiques, comment aller identifier les membres, comment aller les chercher. Et c'est pour autant le niveau district qu'au niveau du club, donc simplement l'adapter. So, and I discovered this today actually by doing some research, but it's amazing. And this book is mainly for PRMs, so at the district level, but it has a lot of information that's specifically also for clubs. And the book tells you which one is for clubs at the club level and at the district level.
Okay.
So there's that. And I just want to see, how many of you have recently been on the D61 website, the district website?
Not me. Sorry.
Donc, si vous ne l'avez pas encore fait, beaucoup de ressources sont disponibles sur le site du district. So a lot of resources are on the district site.
Okay.
All the brand manuals, documents, 100 reasons to join Toastmasters, how to recruit and maintain members. There's tons of information. And so what the district leaders have been, and the team has been working very hard over the last while, at least a year or more, is to bring together all of the best practices and share it here on the district website. And whether you're curious about how to do, et le site est en français aussi. Tout est en français sur le site du district, éventuellement. J'ai cliqué, c'est un peu long. Mais c'est ça, beaucoup de matériel est disponible, des manuels de marque comme vous voyez ici. Mais je recommande quand même, si vous êtes quand même sur le site français, de regarder sur le site anglais. Parce que des fois, il y a des outils supplémentaires. But yeah, the district website is really well done, and I encourage you to do it, to take a look at it.
Okay.
So I think, does that answer some of the questions about, let's see here, come on here. Meilleure pratique, the channels available for the public relations, the club leadership handbook, club officer resources.
Mm-hmm.
Take a look at those links.
I will.
And there are occasional calls. Also, I don't know if the VPPRs have calls, but I know that the VP Educations have calls and some of the other roles. But if not, we should create calls for each of these roles.
Okay.
There was a question, so that is in terms of the VP Public Relations. for the 3 or 4 of you that are DPPRs. Do you have other questions? Without getting too much in detail, I have to say at a high level because of the variety of people. But in terms of getting information, Gabriel, est-ce que ça répond un peu à tes... ça te donne des idées?
Oui, oui. Je connaissais, ben, exemple, sur le site du district, j'y vais fréquemment, surtout que là, durant la période des concours, il y a énormément de... On a beaucoup à y aller. Au niveau des relations publiques, j'aime le matériel, mais le matériel n'est pas, ça donne pas des cas appliqués. C'est comme du matériel comme de référence qu'on peut aller consulter pour avoir des idées, mais j'aime bien avoir des choses qui ont déjà fonctionné. Je sais pas si tu comprends ce que je veux dire.
Oui, puis ça va dépendre aussi de quel club. It's great having best practices and what has worked for us in a practical sense, but a lot of it is very dependent on the club. For example, at Renfrew, they will do their public relations in a certain way, and at HSA, they'll do it in another way. It really depends on the target market that you're looking for. But it's really important to have an up-to-date club website. There's a lot of clubs. There's actually one club I just can't find where they're based, when they meet, or nothing. And they show up on the reports, and I think they're in my division, but I have no idea where they are. I can't contact them. So you have to have a website. You have to be found, and so that's really important. Use the resources to create your own checklist, and that should help. Okay, I want to switch gears. VP membership, le VP aux membres. J'aimerais changer de vitesse. Je regarde le temps et j'ai promis 1 heure maximum. Donc, here, there was a question on VP membership, how to access the members info. Who asked that question? Let me see here. I'm just going to stop share for a moment to see who asked the question. There's one new message. Let me see here.
I'm not sure I did, but I have the same question.
Okay, Ed, can you explain to me what you mean by that question, how to access the info and what to do with it?
Yeah, because when people come to our club, I give them, I have a form where they write down, their email address and everything, but I don't know what to do with that. And I guess somewhere there should be a mailing list where we put those emails, and every now and then we mail them saying, you came once, we are still there if you're interested.
So you have to set up that system. There's no back office, and there's no back office system. You have to set it up. Unless you're using Easy Speak or what is it, a free toaster, those kinds of things. And that's beyond the scope of this call, how to use those systems. But you need to set up your own mailing list, and you need to keep in touch.
Okay.
And once they're in the system, once you sign them up as members, of course, then you can go into Club Central and extract a report of all the registered members in your club. How many do not know how to get access to Club Central?
Yeah, that was my next question. What is Club Central?
Okay. I get the feeling we need to do Club Officer 101, which is not necessarily the scope of this call, because we sort of assume that you've done it, but I'm just going to quickly show you so that you can get it. So I'm going to do here. If I share my whole desktop, can you see what I'm doing? Let me see here. Mm-hmm. Because I'm going to do this here. I'm just going to move this out of the way. You don't need to see me. So can you see, if I go back here, All right. So Club Central, where is Toastmasters? Where is it? Well, basically, if I go back to the site, so I'm signed in. So this is the Toastmasters.org site. You can see that I'm signed in, right?
Yep.
Welcome, Davender. You click on Leadership Central. Boom. What comes down, in your case, you'll have Club Central and Club Officer Tools. So Club Central, so for example, I'm an officer in 2 different clubs. So we'll look at Beyond Words. And then depending on your role, you will have different administration that you can use. And if you click on Club Roster, and should come up, a list of all of the members in the club that are registered. And then you can export it as an Excel. So you should just go in and look at it and test it. And also you can notice whose pathways enrolled. Yes? Was there a question?
No, I said thanks because I learned something.
Yeah, so Leadership Central is, so like for pathways, you click on pathways, that gets you all the pathways stuff. And, but Leadership Central is, as officers, that's what you should be, no thanks. That's what you should be often going to. And you need to be signed in to be able to access Club Central. But also, like the question for the VPPR, the brand portal is here. And so that has all of the elements and logos and everything. And with handy videos. So they're putting videos everywhere. And so that should help. All right. So let me just go back here. Move left to the left side of the screen so that I can see. Are you still seeing my desktop? Okay, great. So let me go back here to the document. So yeah, and VP Education. So any other questions about VP membership? Before we move on, just going to take a look at the chat. You can always type your questions in the chat also. Ruth Ann, what's happening for you? Is this helpful?
Yeah, well, I kind of snooped around the website before, you know, looking at, because I was trying to figure out what I had to do.
Yeah.
So I should probably look at the website and see what it said before I went much further. But it talked about all these proxies that I have at meetings and all this stuff.
Very, very good. And that is one of the checklists. So let's go back, and for presidents and VP eds, very important. And the secretary needs to make sure that this is done. So I'm going to go back into share, and I'm going to share my desktop. And we're going to go back into, yeah, here we are. I'm going to go back into, I guess I lost it. I'm going to go back into my Toastmasters. Okay, here we go. And then just going to make it a little bit bigger. So I'm logged back in. And the question about proxies. So this is really important. Each club has a voice at the district council. The district council meets twice a year, once in September as an online meeting, and once in April at the convention, at the conference. Every club has 2 votes, and one vote is for the president, the other vote is with the VP Education. And what is voted on at the district council meetings are the budget, because there is a significant percentage of the club dues that goes to district, that pays for the district contests, the division contests, the area contests. It pays for the training sessions. It pays for the officer training sessions at the district level, where we have to bring people from Quebec City to Montreal and other things like that. It pays for promotion of Toastmasters. So if you might see it on the buses and in the metros and the O train, in the online. So it pays, it's your money that's being used to help you build your clubs. You get a chance to vote on it. You also vote on the grouping of clubs into areas, divisions. And so there's going to be a major realignment that will be voted in April. And especially in Montreal, the divisions are probably going to be significantly realigned. So it's really important. And there's going to be some major changes also in Ottawa and Eastern Ontario, because we have right now 12 new clubs, the equivalent of 3 areas, and the goal is to have 20 new clubs, the equivalent of 5 new areas. So those are some of the points. And of course, you vote your district leaders. So you vote for the division directors, the club quality director, the club growth director, program quality director, and the the district director. So there's elections also. So there's a number of really important points. So what the proxies are all about. So if you go into Leadership Central, Club Central, and I should be in this other club. So I'm VP Ed of Executive MBA. So there should be somewhere. I believe the secretary can see the proxies. There should be a button that says proxy. So make sure that your secretary presses it and puts the name of the people who are going to be representing your club at the district council. If nobody from your club is going to district council, they're going to the conference, you can assign your proxy, and it's usually assigned to the district director. There'll be more information. There'll be a very detailed email that will go out about 4 weeks prior to the conference, giving you all the information. But it's really, really important that your proxies are filed if you are not attending the conference.
So the email that's going out, does it have all the information that they're voting on, or you just kind of rubber stamp it? Like,
first, you assign the proxies. There's some information, for example, for the officers that are being voted. I believe those will be announced beforehand. However, usually the proxy is assigned before the details are available. So it's really important that those proxies be sent. And if you have questions, of course, we're available to help you. Your area director, your division directors are there to help you. But it's really important. And also, by the way, you can attend the district council meeting, which is on the Saturday morning of the conference, without having to pay for the conference. And a lot of people do that. They're not able to attend the conference for one reason or another, but they're there the Saturday morning to make sure that they hear all this information. But it's going to be critical this year because there's going to be major changes in the areas, in the divisions, and that'll impact, especially if you're participating in contests or your members are participating in contests. And so, and that will be the role of the secretary to make sure that that is done. So our 2 secretaries that are online. I hope you've seen that, Charlene and Brian. But there will be more information coming out for that. Any questions? Comments? Donc, j'ai parlé beaucoup en anglais, mais juste pour dire, c'est très important que vos votes de club et les procurations pour le conseil de district soient envoyés à temps. Et si tu veux plus d'informations là-dessus, fais-moi signe. De toute façon, je vais visiter votre club, le club des Laurentides. Je vais vous visiter probablement le 14 ou le 7. Anyway, la première ou deuxième semaine d'avril et on va en discuter en personne. All right, so if we go back, let me see here. Ça va, François? Okay. Now, if we go back and where's the, let me see here, the other questions. These are great questions. And we're covering a lot of, so Vive PPR responsibilities. Improvement, I want to talk a couple of minutes about improving member conversion renewals. Right now, this is renewal season. So it's really important that you get your members to pay for 6 months at least. At Toastmasters, you can only renew for 6 months at a time, even though some clubs charge a whole year and they keep the money and then they process the renewals. But what you pay to Toastmasters is only done 6 months at a time. So it's really important that this be done. The VP membership needs to work with the treasurer and the secretary to make sure that the members are renewing. And the renewals have to be in by the 31st of March, but I highly recommend that you get them done now because the last week of March, the system is very, very slow and it gets hammered a lot. And I've noticed that the general the Toastmasters site is somewhat slow. So get those renewals in now. You need at least 8 renewals to keep your club in good standing. But talk to your VP education to make sure that you have at least the base amount. So it's either somewhere between, your base is the number of members you had at the end of last year, if it's 20 or more. And if it's less than 20, it's the number you had last year plus 5 members or whatever brings you up to 20 members. So yes, you're legal if you're 8 renewals, but you want to have 20 renewals or better. Are there questions specifically on the renewals?
No.
Okay. And there are, I'm going to go through the checklist. I'm looking at the time now. Yeah, so let's go through the checklist, which will go through some of these points. So I'm going to bring up, this is the email I'm going to send you. Okay. Too many things here, sorry. All right, here, I'm going to share the checklist, which is the Microsoft Word document here. So this is what I will send you. So contest season here. So right now there's called Talk Up Toastmasters, which is a contest to help you build your membership. And then Beat the Clock is another contest. All of these contests are listed on the district website. So how it works, how you get credit, and how you can win prizes. Talk Up Toasters and Beat the Clock. Donc, en ce moment, il y a 2 concours pour générer l'intérêt pour les renouvellements. Talk Up Toastmasters, puis frapper l'horloge. Mais les détails sont sur le site du district. Si vous allez au site du district, il y a des programmes, puis il y a des incitatifs qui sont là. I mentioned the district conference. Club officers, really, you need to be at the conference, the district council meeting on Saturday morning. Elections. there's no choice here. Your club elections have to be on the first club meeting in May. Very, very important. There's no, that's in your constitution, in your club constitution. So I've just made this a little bit bigger so you can read. The first club meeting in May. You have to be at, you have to have that. And so right now, you should have a committee looking at who are your replacements. You should have your replacements named, the candidates, by the 1st of April. If you don't, what risks happening is that you don't have a full team for the handover, and your club is going to start at a disadvantage. We on purpose have training in June at the district level for the incoming club officers. So this is where you'll find out what is your role. President 101, VP Ed 101, VPPR 101. That's why the elections have to be done. So get on it right away. If even if you're not president, bug your president and tell your president to start working on finding the successors. And that should be a key discussion point at your next club executive meeting. Can't stress this hard enough. You have to find your successors. Les élections de club sont toujours la première rencontre du mois de mai. C'est critique que vous commencez à trouver dès maintenant vos remplaçants. Normalement, vous devriez avoir une bonne idée de qui sont les candidats au début du mois de avril. Et n'attendez pas à la dernière minute. N'attendez pas aux élections puis de dire est-ce qu'il y a quelqu'un qui veut le faire? C'est trop tard. So you have to have your candidates now. Review your DCP program. So yesterday, your VP Eds should have got an update on that. What else here? There's some resources. And then in this document that I'll send you, there are specific elements here for each role. Your area directors are going to be visiting you again for a second time. It's an opportunity to get the mentoring you need to get your club to at least the distinguished level. Donc, profitez de votre visite de directeur de secteur pour recevoir l'information, le mentorat nécessaire pour que vous soyez au moins un club distingué. That's the president's role. And if you don't have access to the fall club visit report, ask your area director. They have access to the reports. Your let me see here, the audit committee. If you're dealing with money, you need an audit committee. President, you are responsible for that. Even though it is the treasurer that carries out the work, president is financially responsible. So you want to make sure that when the treasurer role is handed over, that the books are up to date, that the amount of money that's in the account is actually in the account, and that every penny that's been spent is according to your club guidelines and Toastmaster guidelines. So usually it's 2 people who are not members of the club executive who are the audit committee. So it's a president responsibility. Let me see here. VP Education. A lot of the VP Education role is making sure that people are entering their progress into pathways. VP Membership. VP aux membres. Talk to your members. Don't just send out emails. Give each member a phone call before they get their invoice for renewal. And that's really, really important. If you want to make sure that you're keeping your numbers up, Your members need to feel that they are heard, and not just when it comes time to pay. And you may want to work with your treasurer to make sure that the club fees are up to date. If there's a club fee increase that you see happening for whatever reason, the club has to vote on it. And you have to give people advance notice. You can't just allow the treasurer to up the fees right away. Consider asking for a club coach. Tanya has been very diligent to make sure that clubs who need coaches, who want coaches, get coaches. But it is the club growth director's responsibility. Do not talk to your area director if you need a club coach. Call or email Tanya. VPPR. You should have an open house planned, and to start playing that up. It's a great time to do your open house, so that when you do your renewals on March 31st, you can add a whole bunch of new members. Secretary, the club proxy, as I mentioned before. Making sure the constitution is up to date. Treasurer, making sure the renewals are submitted. And huissier, making sure that you are already planning your fall calendar or summer calendar. And so that people can plan in advance. So these are the main points that I wanted to get across. Je m'excuse si j'ai pas trop parlé en français, François. Tu vas voir ces points-là dans le courriel que je vais t'envoyer. Puis, je vais envoyer les versions en anglais et en français à tout le monde. Comme ça, vous pouvez regarder à votre choix. Mais ce qui importe en ce moment, c'est d'assurer que vous êtes en train de travailler avec vos membres pour qu'ils fassent leur renouvellement et que vous trouvez vos remplaçants pour les officiers de club. Comments or questions? A lot of stuff, but you're going to see, you're going to get a really long email from me, and so you can take a look at it.
Yeah, that's a lot to digest, honestly. I discovered a lot of things tonight. Thanks for that. But yeah, I will start acting on it. Looking forward for your email.
And if you follow the list that I'll be sending you, then you will have like 85 to 90% of your role will be taken care of. And share the information with your club, with your executive colleagues. Donc, l'information que je vais vous envoyer, partagez-le avec les autres membres de votre comité exécutif. Ce n'est pas secret. I'd like to go around the table as we are reaching the end. I'd like to go around the table. What is one thing you've discovered tonight? C'est quoi une chose que vous avez découvert ce soir? You can either type it in or say it. Whoop.
Well, for me, I can say that it's been a while since I've been into some of the club websites. So just knowing that at the district level, there's those resources available to me as a VP of PR, especially the Tell the World. So that looked like a valuable resource that I could tap into to use at the club level. So that's one thing I discovered tonight.
Yeah, and in passing on the district website, if you look at the pathways site part, there is a series of really helpful small 2-minute videos on how to navigate pathways, how to choose your project, how to enter your evaluations. So for all of those people who are saying, I don't know how to use it, they show you click by click by click how to navigate. So send your club members there. Thank you, Dave. Brian says the existence of proxies, and as I mentioned, there'll be more information. You'll get an email, and it is the secretary's responsibility to make sure those proxies are carried out. And so, yeah, thank you very much, Brian, for being on the call. Thank you very much, Charlene. And for Brian and Charlene and everybody else, if you have questions afterwards, you know how to reach me. Feel free to do so, or talk directly to your area directors and division directors. I know all the division directors are really, really keen on helping you too. Any other points that you discovered tonight that you didn't know?
Moi, je dirais, c'est Samira.
Oui.
Moi, je dirais que c'est vraiment les outils du VPPR, Let the World Know. J'ai été VPPR l'année dernière et je ne savais même pas que ça existait, tous ces outils-là. Donc, c'est vraiment une bonne boîte à outils là, pour la relation publique du club.
Oui, puis c'est le fun. Vous pouvez essayer des choses si c'est la première fois que vous le faites. Vous pouvez essayer des choses. Puis, vous avez le droit il y a des choses qui vont fonctionner, d'autres qui fonctionnent pas. Mais ayez du fun. Ça n'a pas besoin d'être un succès retentissant à chaque fois. Essayez quelque chose, vous allez apprendre et ça va évoluer avec le temps. So Samira's comment was with VPPR, she's discovering there's all kinds of tools. And what I'm saying is try it. Don't worry about making mistakes. Don't worry if it's a flop. Have fun with the role. VPPR can be a lot of fun, and it's a great way to learn how to use all of these tools, YouTube and LinkedIn and Facebook pages and websites and all that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of tools to help you with that.
Moi, ce serait plus un commentaire que, en fait, ce soir, j'ai trouvé que la présentation était très intéressante, mais on tourne toujours autour des mêmes outils, bien évidemment. Moi, je pense que ça serait une bonne chose si on pouvait avoir, comme là, c'est bien, on a 2 formations par année. Donc, c'est bien.
Oui.
Le tirage, ça, c'est cool. On a les crédits même pour le DCP, c'est fantastique. Mais le besoin, là, il est toujours, au cours de notre mandat, il est toujours là, le besoin. Moi, je pense que ce serait une bonne chose. C'est sûr qu'on peut le faire chacun de notre côté avec notre réseau. Là. Ce serait une bonne chose qu'on ait comme un espace où est-ce que les gens peuvent échanger sur une base plus régulière. J'ai vu, je pense, sur Facebook, sur District, il y a un nouveau groupe au niveau justement PR. Il y a déjà une initiative qui est faite, puis c'est pour rassembler les gens de relations publiques pour qu'ils puissent échanger sur les bonnes pratiques, choses qui vont bien, choses qui vont moins bien. Je pense que membership, PR, education, même président, c'est vraiment des rôles où est-ce que ça devrait exister. Puis là, après ça, c'est sûr que c'est de faire vivre ça. On a tous des bénévoles, c'est de qui s'occupe de quoi, c'est une autre affaire. Là. Mais il faudrait qu'il y ait quelque chose de plus ongoing au cours de notre mandat. Parce que c'est tellement 1 heure, là, honnêtement, qu'est-ce qu'on a de temps à couvrir?
Yeah, and I agree. And there's so much there. You can get very deep into each of these roles. That yes, there's a need for better horizontal sharing for like all of the presidents in the division, in the district, and all the VPPRs and that, and it is part of it is the intention of certain candidates for higher office to do stuff like that, but I can't say it out loud yet. But no, it has been identified, and there are going to be changes, and especially let your area and division directors know, because we need to do a better job of the TLI also. So the June TLI, it is the current division directors who are organizing it. And at least in the Montreal area, I want to make sure that we have a better onboarding of the new officers, that they get to know each other and start to build that cross club network that you're talking about, Gabrielle.
Yeah.
So that's great. But oh yeah, and let me see here, and Brian, I see what you're talking about, pathways. It is a very deep subject. I encourage everybody to read what Brian and Charlene are talking about on the chat, and it takes getting used to. But then again, if you can use Facebook, you can use pathways. It's just getting used to it and focusing on the important part, which is giving speeches and doing the projects. Ruth Ann, what do you take away from tonight?
Oh, I took lots of stuff away, actually. Especially, well, the proxies, of course, and also the audit thing. It wasn't related too much for my role, but yeah, that's pretty. I didn't know that you had to be a non-executive to audit the books, which makes sense, really. Yeah.
And there's more details on that in the club leadership handbook.
Yeah, I found I have 2 of them.
Okay, great.
Bientôt.
François, c'est quoi quelque chose que tu retiens ce soir?
Ben là, par rapport au fait que tu te dis qu'il faut chercher mais tout de suite pour le prochain personne qui va nous remplacer, mais ça, je pensais plus à ça. Là.
Mm-hmm.
Fait que je vais observer ça, là, les personnes qui pourraient me remplacer, justement. Là.
Oui, puis on va en discuter lors de la visite du club que je vais faire. J'aimerais qu'on en discute pour assurer que vous avez une bonne relève et que ces gens-là sont déjà en train de se préparer.
C'est ça, oui.
Le rôle. Très bien. Dimitri, what is something that you gained tonight?
Oh, je te dirais le fait d'avoir à prévoir justement notre relève au niveau du comité. Et puis on renouvellement, puis on est un nouveau club, ça fait même pas 9 mois. Donc le renouvellement, on y pensait, mais on ne le priorisait pas. On avait peut-être commencé en mi-mars, mais on va commencer maintenant et y penser pour pouvoir récupérer et puis inscrire les gens sur le site.
Oui, merci. Yeah, the importance of starting the process of finding the next the incoming team, and it's a great opportunity also to start looking at who could be a deputy VP Ed, a deputy VP membership, a deputy VP PR, d'avoir des gens qui vous soutiennent dans chacun de vos rôles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Ruth Ann, Roberto, Samira, Dimitri, Gabrielle, Dave, Francois, Brian, and Charlene. I see Melanie has just come on, but she's not able to hear. I will contact her separately. Thank you very much for all of you for being here tonight. If you do not receive an email with the notes, if you do not receive it tonight, let me know. Send me an email and I'll make sure that you get it. I'm going by the list of the emails that were when you signed in to the session. Donc, si vous ne recevez pas un message de suivi ce soir avec les notes, me faire signe tout de suite pour que je puisse vous l'envoyer. Moi, je me base sur les courriels qui ont été envoyés par Eventbrite. Et surtout, comme dans ton cas, François, ou les autres qui parlent français, s'il y a des choses qui ne sont pas certaines, que vous n'êtes pas certain, n'hésitez pas de me contacter. I'm here to help. I love doing this. I get to meet people from all different clubs, and I really hope to see you at the division contests. I will be at all of the division contests, A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, and possibly the conference. So, merci. À bientôt.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci.
Bye.
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 Thank you.